Nigeria approaches another election season. The conversation around voter participation continues to take center stage. One key component of that process is the continuous voter card registration. And that is an exercise that ensures every eligible citizen is able to exercise their right to vote. However, beyond just registration, questions remain about accessibility, awareness, and the inclusion of persons with disabilities and other marginalized groups in the electoral process. But joining us on the conversation this morning is Batula Olaseyindemi. I hope I got that right. He is the Director of Disability Affairs, Grassroots Movement for Tinubu 2027. You're welcome to the conversation.
Thank you very much.
Did I get your name right?
Yes.
I tried. All right, so let's get the conversation rolling now. Why is it important for eligible Nigerians now to get involved, to take the CVR exercise seriously, especially for those who have turned 18 over the last 2 to 3 years?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. It is very, very important because, one, it is part of the civic right and responsibility as a Nigerian to have the PVC, and so that they'll be able to decide which particular government they actually want in power. So it gives them the rights, it gives them the opportunity to decide who they want and who they don't want. Two, it also gives them the opportunity to challenge the government when they're not doing well, and be able to take them accountable for whatever they're not doing right. So they'll be able to have a voice in the country. But if you don't have your privacy, you won't be able to vote. And you start clamoring, you start shouting that this government is not good, this government is not bad. But the question is, did you actually do the right thing? Did you actually register for your privacy? Did you actually vote? So if you have a privacy and you voted, then you'll be able to talk and condemn a particular government that is not doing right, or that is not actually making the citizenry happy.
I know voter apathy is one issue that we'll continue to talk about here. But again, don't you feel, or what do you think is going through the minds of people? Do you think that people really believe that their vote is their power? Because I've heard conversations about how the system has failed them. And don't you think this is also one contributor to people not wanting to get involved in this?
Okay, thank you. What I want the citizen to realize that their vote counts. They should not believe in that mentality that, even if we vote, the person we voted for is not the person that will actually be there. That is not right. Let's look at the 2023 election. Now, Lagos State, to let you know that your vote counts, even the president did not win the election in the states. So if your vote doesn't count, then definitely it's supposed to win the election in all the states. So this will let you know that your vote actually counts. And you should stop. And if you don't come out to vote, the people that vote, and you also be giving them the opportunity to actually rig the vote, because already your name is already on the list of people that created PVC. So if you don't come out, some of them that are dubious may actually use your name to rig the election. So you have to participate and erase that thinking that your vote doesn't count, or there's or you don't get along, or you don't your vote does not count. So because of that, you have to come out to exercise your rights and choose who you want and who you don't want.
Okay, so in your view now, how has INEC performed so far in introducing the continuous voter registration across the country?
Actually, they've actually tried their best, but I think they still need to do more, especially for people with disabilities.
I'm going to come there.
I think they need to do more. They need to create more awareness, because I can actually tell you for sure that a lot of people are not aware that a voter's registration is going on online firstly, and not talk of the local government. Because I've had a conversation with someone that said he went to the local government, that he was told that restriction is going on in the local government, and he went there. Unfortunately, nothing is going on there. So they need to create more awareness. They need to create more jingles. They need to engage the citizen, the community, through social medias and others, to let them be able to participate in the registration process.
So as the Director of Disability Affairs, what are the unique challenges that persons with disabilities are experiencing, especially with the continuous voter registration process?
Okay, thank you. One of the challenges they are experiencing is that most of the centers are not actually aligned with disability inclusivity, in the sense that we have some people that are using wheelchair. Ramps are not provided. We are the visually impaired. I don't think there's a voice and a voice equipment
to help them.
We have those that have hearing issues, and the number of interpreters we have are not much. And I don't think all these devices are provided for them to be able. Then the centers are not accessible. Some centers are not accessible for PWDs. And we have some people that they couldn't even come out to vote. So I think they need to bring it closer. If you look at the time they are doing elections, the polling units are closer to people to vote. So I think, why can't they also embark the same when it comes to registration for the purpose of the PWDs? Recently, I engaged with one of the party members that's actually brought, she came together with an INEC officer to our estate, and I was surprised. They turned out of people. So I was marveled that so this kind of people are actually have not even registered, despite the fact that the registration has been on since August 18th. So that's to tell you that they need to do more concerning the centers to register people, especially the PWDs. We have some centers, we have people at the Okwaba, we have people at Agege, we have a lot of physically challenged there.
Okay.
We have some local government that they didn't even take them to the local government. Maybe there's a particular place they just choose as a center for registration. So they need to do more. They need to look at strategic places where they're going to place the registration so that people can come out can come out massively to register, so I'll be able to vote massively during the coming 2027 election.
So with your office now, what buttons have you pressed, or have you been able to ensure that people living with disabilities, especially in these areas, can have access to this? Okay,
right, thank you. I've written LASODA, so we've gotten in touch with the INEC officials in charge of disability. So they'll be able to provide us more INEC officials to centers that are accessible, and to provide devices and provide things that the PWD actually needs to be able to register. And I've actually reached out to some disability organizations for assistance, and some head of clusters to help their cluster, like the visually impaired, the physically. So why some of them are actually doing it, some of them have done it, and it's an ongoing process. So we are still expecting a response from INEC, so that they can actually take their agents to those strategic centers that the PWDs are located, so that they can participate massively in the ongoing registration process.
I always say it here that technology has transformed virtually all sectors.
Yes.
And even in the Nigeria's electoral system, we're embracing technology. How would you also rate that, especially when it has to do with the CVR process? And then what's your thoughts on the introduction of the online pre-registration process?
Actually, is a wonderful idea. It's a wonderful initiative. It's a very good one. And this will ease the registration process. But PWDs, they need assistance maybe of the caregivers and people to help them register, because people that are visually impaired, it's going to be a bit difficult for them.
Yeah.
People that are amputees, it's going to be difficult for them. But it's a very good initiative, and it's one of the easiest way to register for your PVC. So it's a good one. But sometimes they used to have some little clinch, maybe the network or something like that. Some of them may have data issue or something like that. So there's a lot of encouragement and provisions that the government needs to do to be able to make the PWDs to register online through the closest community leaders and the local government holders, their cluster heads, so they're able to participate in this registration. But the initiative is a very wonderful one. I commend the government for that.
Okay, let's talk about the grassroots now, the role of GMT in sensitizing citizens, especially at the grassroots, to take hold of this opportunity. Okay,
so concerning that, thank you. We are doing a lot. That's why we have different offices, different directors in the grassroots to be able to take role of responsibilities to ensure that people participate in the voters registration. So it's not only me that are directors. We have directors of ICT, we have directors of the media, so we deal with the publication and everything. So actually, the grassroots is the foundation of this registration that needs to go on, and they're actually doing a lot out there. They're actually reaching out to people, and they're actually making some provisions. But yet we still need a lot of backup and support from organizations and the government and the political orders to be able to make this a success.
All right, still talking about awareness now for residents. Have you had challenge of trying to convince, especially the young ones, the Gen Zs that we have today, in seeing the need to register, get your PVC, and then when it's time to vote? Because again, when I was asking you about the people believing that the system has failed them, some people don't see a need to even register and get their PVCs. So have you engaged a young person in that situation, and how did you handle it?
Okay, thank you very much. Concerning that, let me talk about the Gen Zs. A lot of our Gen Zs believe in what they hear. A lot of them don't actually look for the facts or search for the facts. So they are being hypnotized by what is on the social media. So, and I think there should be a counter attack to what the fact that people doesn't have, that they just post different kind of a thing on the social media. And the Gen Zs are people. They are people that their own is just go. Because what they hear, they used to act, not what they research. Because there are a lot of things that are going on that the Gen Zs they don't actually know. But when it is being publicized on the social media, on the TVs like this, they will know that there's a need for them to register. And there's a need for them to know that by voting, by registering your PVC and voting, you're actually choosing who you want. The country is not that bad, it's not that corrupt, it's not that devastated that you think your vote doesn't count. It does count. This is what I want Gen Zs to know, that your vote will actually count for you. Because if it doesn't count, the last election, I'm still saying it, you will see a lot of massive winning from the president. But it just make you to understand that your vote counts. That is why the percentage is not the gap. The gap of the results is not really wide. So if it doesn't count, it will be so wide that it will be so obvious that even though you go out there to vote, who are they going to put there? This is not a selection. This is an election. So they should not believe it's a selection. It's an election. And if you look at some other states, APC did not win there. PDP win, Labour Party wins. So it's not only one particular party that actually dominates all the states. This is to let you know that your vote counts. So go out there, register, and vote massively for who you think will actually change the narrative of this country and take us to the destination we are going to.
Still riding on this last point that you have raised. So who are those that are charged with the responsibility of dishing out facts? Because the government cannot sing its own praise. Do you understand? So let's talk about the role of the media, the role of religious leaders, the role of traditional leaders in ensuring that, and even community leaders in ensuring that the facts are passed down to members of their community.
Thank you very much. Those people have a big time role to play, most especially the religious leaders, because they have congregations, they have members in their religion houses, like the Muslim they have in their mosque, the churches they have their members, that they need to find out the facts and sensitize their members about the facts. This is one of the roles that they need to play. Then the community leaders, they need to find out the truth. There shouldn't be an hearsay. It should be an hearsay. You find out the truth. Let's look at what our president is doing, for instance. People are saying, oh, the country is bad. Oh, he's making things worse and everything like that. But do they realize that some past leaders have actually destroyed this country to an extent that you can't just, a Rome is not built in a day.
He has just been there for 2 years.
So just been there for just 2 years. And look at the reform that he has made. Look at our GDP. Look at our reserve. Look at our infrastructure. Look at especially our rail that has been dead for a long time. He's reviving those things. Some of the past leaders, they actually wanted to sell off our properties, which they are supposed to maintain. Look at how the president is. You look at how they are bringing them back to life. You can actually travel from Lagos to Ibadan to your 2 eyes closed through the rail. The governor, the Babajide Shola Sanwo-Olu, is actually doing a lot. The rail, the waterways, and all those things. So they should look at all these things, and they should see that the person that they actually voted there is not actually disappointing them. And they will be. And when they said there is no pain. There's no gain without pain. Sorry. No pain, no gain. It's just for a while. So just for a while. So there's no. You can't gain without going through pain. You want to be rich. You don't want to work hard. You want to have that money all of the night. It's not going to be possible. You can't plant. It may be a seed now. It's trying to germinate immediately. It's not possible. So a lot of reform is going on, and we are all going to enjoy it at the end. And we are going to pray and bless our president. I think that what he's doing is actually doing a wonderful job. Okay, so I credit for it. Thank you.
Let's look at the role of the media now, because the media plays a very, very critical role in this.
Yes, true. Now, the media, I want to appeal to the media that they should not send out messages that are not true. The media, some of the medias are one of the people that have actually badmouthed this country, badmouthed our leaders without facts. The media has a lot of work to do, because that is where people access more information, most especially on the WhatsApp, on the Instagram. What you post there, what people hear. People are moved by what they hear. The media should be conscious of what they post out. And anybody that actually posts something that is not right, they need to be penalized. So media should come together, have a meeting that we need to promote our country. US and other European countries, they have their own shortcomings. But hardly will you hear the bad part of them. When you hear an American say, God bless America. So let's post the good things that is happening in our country so that you will be able to you'll be able to tell people good things are happening in your country, not the bad ones.
But again, I hear you and I understand where you're coming from. But again, how do we hold these political office holders accountable if we don't ask questions, if they are not prudent?
Okay. Those are not doing well, they need to be criticized. If you're not doing well, you should be criticized. And the criticism must be facts and figures. Not the ones you just hear from one person or the other. You can even write a petition about them. They need to be held responsible. Those political leaders that are given a task to improve the life of the citizenry, the media needs to challenge them. And those are doing well. The media needs to encourage them, and they need to comment them that they are doing wonderfully well. So this is where the media has to come in, so they can know this person. And our government, the people that I think our president actually nominated somebody that actually have a scoreboard for those of these ministers that are doing well, like you're in a particular organization, there's an appraiser. So any of those ministers or any of the political that are not doing well, they should replace them. They should replace them. There should not be any sentiments, because we are talking about the citizen here, not a self thing. So the country must be the first thing in line. The people must be the first thing that they have to think about. A leader must be a servant, because you are going there to serve your people. Mm-hmm. You are not going there to hold the power to over them. We are going there, you are a representative. So you are going there to represent them and to make them happy. They've chosen you, they have trust in you. That's why they voted for you. So you have to go there and do the right thing and fight for your people.
All right. I would like to balance this as well. So there are also cases where some of these public office holders have gone through the challenge of, especially, let's bring it down even to the grassroots level, where you see people going to their local government chairman, wedding, and they expect to receive some, little gifts from this political office holders. Now, when you keep collecting money from them, you will not be able to hold them accountable when they have not fixed your roads. What do you have to say to people who also perpetrate this?
Actually, thank you. The chairman that is actually put in that office is supposed to know what to do. He has some agenda why he's there. And the people that actually went to meet him for I don't know, maybe they are close relatives.
They're not. They're usually not.
So if they're not close relatives, maybe there are people that they're actually there for him when he was actually campaigning or something. Mm-hmm. So even if he has to do that and give them something, it is from his own pockets. Because he's a political leader doesn't mean that he doesn't have to be generous. He has to be generous. Even a normal person is not a political leader, he's generous.
Where do we draw the line?
He's generous. So you should know that you should not use the money that you're supposed to fix road or supposed to do some things for the citizen or people of his community or his local government as a charity. No. He's collecting salary, isn't he? So whatever you are giving out to them, you know that it's just from your generous pockets that you are doing that, not from the money that you are supposed to use for your local government, to put your local government rights and put it in place for people to enjoy the dividends of the democracy.
All right, let's take it back to our continuous voters card registration discourse now. It's one thing to register for your PVC, it's another thing to collect it, and it's another thing to go out on the day of the election to vote. And then there have been cases, I mean, it happens every time election approaches. You see INEC announcing that there are so number of uncollected PVCs. What do you have to also say to address this?
Okay, thank you. Concerning the collection of the PVC, I think INEC needs to work on that. We have, I think, we have most of our houses at or where our locations are zoned. We have zoning, we have different zones, and we have different ward in our communities. So I think that they need to strategize on how people be able to collect their PVC, and they should be able to make provisions for it on time. I registered today with the technology on ground right now, because if you go to banks, if you go and open an account in a bank, you get an instant ATM card. So I think INEC should be able to work on this. That instantly they are registering, they should be able to have a voter's card. But I think what they do is that they will give them temporary. If you know that their temporary is not good, that's PVC, the plastic is not going to come out on time, then you should give them a preference to use the temporary. So that is not the fault of the citizen, it is the fault of the INEC. So the INEC should work on how the citizen will get a PVC in the moment they register. Because the technology is advancing, and they have to make use of the opportunity of technology, the innovation that is on ground right now. They should ask the banks, how do they do it? So I don't see any reason people should not be able to get their PVC on time. So the chairman of INEC or the officials should look into this and make a change.
I think another issue or another side to it is sometimes these PVCs are available, but the people don't go to collect them.
Okay, I think they need to inform people that the PVCs. I don't think they normally inform people that the PVC is available. They can inform them through by text messages or by email, or even put a call through that come to so place and have a PVC. But I think the best, if they actually can do it, the best bet they can do is the moment you are registering, let your card comes out. They can do it. The money is there.
Someday.
The money is there. They can do it. They are investing massively in INEC, so they'll be able to do it. I don't think there's anything that is impossible to be done. If they want to do it, they can do it.
All right. Finally, what message would you like to share with Nigerians, especially people with disabilities, in ensuring that they get involved with the continuous voter registration process?
Thank you. So the message I actually want to tell them is that go out there, go online, register, and know that your vote will count. Know that you are part of the government decision. You are the one that will decide who and who will rule this country. And if you put the wrong person there, then it will bounce back on you. If you don't go out there to register for your voter's card, you won't have the opportunity to vote. So ensure you find your way how to register for your PVC and get your PVC and collect your PVC, so that all these political holders will not be saying, what did PWDs, what did they do? How are they involved in the electoral process? Or how are they involved in making sure that they have a good governance? Because most of them are saying that what did they do? What can they do? What have they done? What impacts have they made? This is your right. This is your right. I'm talking to PWDs out there. This is your right. You have to exercise your civic rights by going to register and get your PVC so that you can be among the decision makers. Thank you.
Well said, Comrade Batula Olasendimi, Director, Disability Affairs, Grassroots Movement for Tinubu GMT 2027. Thank you so much for sharing your insight on this topic, continuous voter card registration. You've heard it there. The conversation continues right after. Stay with us.
Thank you.
I entered bus. Getting down from the bus in Maryland, I found out that my phone was stolen in that Maryland there. So getting down from the bus, I was just like trying to pursue, trying to chase back the bus. I couldn't find the bus. The bus has gone away with my phone.
Let the conversation continue.
I usually forget, I don't forget. I know it before, but I don't remember it for again.
The green leaf. I don't really know this symbol, sorry.
It's palm tree. And we have this thing, I don't know, it is called eyowo, like cowries, yes. And there is one also, a fisherman, a man in a boat. That one signifies the fishing area in Lagos. There's a cap, white cap chief in Lagos Island and all those. And the palm, I think it's Badagry, all those Badagry areas I saw.
Three symbol.